about when I was living in Oklahoma City, and I went to go see him, and the band that was opening up was called The Lost,
Uh-huh.
and the drummer was fixing to leave.
In Oklahoma
leave
City, right?
yeah, the drummer was fixing to leave the band to go back to Edith Piquel and the New Bohemians.
Yeah.
But I recognized the drummer. I was like, dude, he used to be a Pearl Jam's drummer. He's like, yep, I'm in the video alive. I'm like, cool. So I gave him my number. Yo, hit me up. I'm a
Put
drummer
it all
too.
together.
And well, they did hit me up, but I moved back to Florida, and everything. So I never got the message. So that never happened.
Yeah.
But doing the King's X show, Ty, the guitar player, he was under the weather that night. And I always heard stories about his secret black box where he had all his guitar sounds.
Okay.
So uh, I caught myself just standing by the box, not even, but he gave me a mean look like I was going to like lift up the curtains to see what he was working with.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. No.
Getting close to the magic.
Oh, yeah, man. So, but me and Doug got to chat after the show. Cool guy was, and, Jerry's son, oh, that kid, man, he was something else. Just before they went on, he sit on his dad's throne, and he kept calling chicks like, oh, my dad's the drummer for King's X. Come on, baby, let me talk to you. And this is a little kid doing that, man, like this little. He was cracking me up, but yeah, man, good band. If it wasn't for this one DJ from 99 Rocks, she gave me the Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. She gave me that CD, and after I listened to that, I was hooked. King's X. So
it's a great record.
Oh,
I've been listening to King's X all day today, and I think Dave Jarvis might have us butt dialed.
And
Doug
is such a powerful singer. It's like, man, it's like when they did Music Over My Head.
Yeah.
Oh, the middle part, man. It felt like when he did that night. Yeah, it felt like he was in church.
I hear it so clear.
Yeah. Over my head.
I know.
He was wailing, man.
I hear the music.
You felt like he was in church or something, man.
Well,
he
Grandma
was so good
used to say.
singing. He still is good singing, But
there's magic everywhere.
Yeah, my song off that CD was Summerland too. It's like, really, they're all good songs, but
sure they are.
I remember when I finally heard
on that.
Goldilocks.
That's
And I gave it to I let this chick I was dating at that time. This song's for you. She's like, well,
I think it's a heavy song. Fall on Me. Fall on Me, I think, is the heavy song on that record.
Huh?
Fall on Me.
Yeah. But I let her hear Goldilocks, and she's like, well, motherfucker, you already know my name. I said, well, shit. I said, it seemed awkward. I said, well, it's a beautiful song for a beautiful woman. Just cover my tracks, But yeah, man, I'm a big King's X fan, along with Galactic Cowboys. If you can get those guys on, I could probably help you get those guys on.
Well, I'm going to be straight up. Dave Jarvis does most of the booking. Yeah. I do all this beautiful effects. Like, I'm the engineer. I do all the graphics. I'm not complaining. It's just where I put the majority of my time. And if David wasn't booking bands, I would be more motivated and have to reach out and talk, because I've done that shit all my life, right? It's kind of one of the things I don't like doing because I don't like being put off. I don't like having to wait for people
you tell Dave if he needs help with celebrities is it just celebrity bands that he's looking for
Well, I'd
from
like
on
to
here.
say, King's X is a Texas band, and so I didn't
Yeah,
hate on them
yeah.
during the show. I'm not going to hate on them now. I won't hate on them ever. I've been enjoying their
Well,
music all
how was the
day.
interview? I missed it.
They weren't on. So I need to ask you, this is really why I brought you on. I wanted to talk, obviously. Great story. But I want to ask you, what was the problem you were having getting on?
Buddy sent me a link.
That was
It was
old?
last week's link,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and I kept link. I mean, like, whoa. So I got to figure out how to link up with you guys and everything because I'm like, oh man,
Did
I
you hear
missed
that,
this.
Dave?
Huh?
I
Yeah,
asked Dave
yeah.
if he heard it.
I sent everybody the same
Correct
link.
link.
So I mean, Tim got on,
Yeah.
and what's his name?
Well,
Andrew.
Yeah,
that's
the link
that's why I asked them
the,
later.
yeah,
I
the
didn't want
link
to pile on. I
I
asked them later, how long did it take for you guys to come on? And the one guy said 2 minutes, the other guy said 10 seconds.
yeah, I was using the old
But
link from
but
last
I
week.
knew that guy for 2 minutes. I knew he was there the whole time. I was just waiting for the right time to bring him on as
So
the second guest.
so you saying King's X never made it to the show?
No, and apparently they told Dave, who works really hard and does all of our booking, that they were backstage waiting, and I didn't let them in, and that
Wow.
that didn't happen. Like I'm pretty high, but I'm not that high, you
Huh.
know.
I'll see if I can get in touch with
Yeah,
some
so I don't want to talk
Doug or
about it,
whatever.
and I want to
If,
talk about it because talking about it makes it impossible to not sound bad. But bro, it's this simple. We're here every fucking Wednesday. Hello, Texas. Do you hear us? We're shouting it out loud.
hell yeah.
You know,
So just
we're
to let you
here. We're
know,
not
I'm
going
gonna put.
anywhere. We're all easy to contact. You can contact David on 2 or 3 different pages. You can contact me on 2 or 3 different Facebook pages.
I would do that. I would do that from now on, bro. Just before it hits the show hits on the air.
Mhm.
If I can get the link, I'll put it out there for everybody to get on and everything.
Well,
Um,
no, I don't want you sharing the link. The link is personal.
oh,
To get on the show, that's personal.
well,
We
I
don't
won't
share
do
that.
it. I just keep it to myself. Then.
Hey,
What?
bro,
What?
that's a
Hey,
show we
but
could do in the
I,
future.
I I admire your enthusiasm, Donnell. I really do.
Hey,
But like I was
that's a
saying,
show we
you
could
know, we
do in
got
the future. If you
you
have a
know,
sponsor,
Yeah, and
we could do that show.
yeah, you know, we're gonna release a song Friday, right?
Kick ass. I know
nice.
you're gonna release it here on Blow Your Brains Out.
The knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna release the knife this Friday.
Okay.
The video is coming pretty soon. We're gonna shoot that. Um, but have you guys ever, played that song on here?
I think I have. Yes. I definitely have it, and I think I will have it to play. I don't have it currently stocked. I can only put about 20 songs, 25 songs on here at a time. And I also have like 10 sound effects, that I have. So I have to rotate the songs. The song I have is Watch What You Say.
All right, that sounds good. I mean, that's what's out right now. Yeah, we're trying to take our time before we release that. We're trying to hook up with a new management, with which I will let you know. If everything works out, you're going to be freaked out. Who's going to be a part of the past ammunition management?
Oh,
And
I won't be surprised at all.
Oh,
That's why, first and foremost, bro, that's why I came out to see your band. Y'all played early or something. I got there a cunt hair late.
cutting hair, but at least you got to see us, man. You know.
Either way, I
Yeah.
came back out to see you guys again because I knew I wanted to see the band live. And
Yeah.
sure enough, you delivered the goods. So the studio music that I have, the live performance, it's all heart. Yeah, man. I mean, I can see some kind of management, some kind of people coming along and seeing some value in past the ammunition.
Man, I appreciate you so much, brother. I mean, I know Violet Film of Reno. She wanted to, add along with the feed that we're playing Reno's for the CD release party. But she's like, well, I don't want to step on any toes of anybody, the shows you got going on. I said, man, do what you do. Everybody's in the same game. We're all in the same thing going on. You know, if you want to promote us. Put it out.
Well, the differences are that some people work at it really hard and it shows. Some people it comes natural; they don't have to work at it as hard. So be it. But the other is that um, you have to get lucky.
Man, I
There
should
is
have
a
gave you a
stroke of
shirt
there is a
and
stroke of
everything.
luck to it. Lining
Yeah,
up
I should have
lining
given
up
you one of
two
our shirts.
guitarists
Yeah,
that work as well as the guitarist and pass the ammunition, and you're just a beast on bass. And that drummer, what's your drummer's name?
Robbie,
Shout out to
Robbie,
Bobby.
Robbie,
Robbie.
Robbie, Big
Robbie, that's
Robbie.
it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, man. He has to kind of, I told him he is the beginning and the end, so he would be my best friend in the band, because it's all about that fucking drum beat, right?
It is.
I said,
mean,
but
I mean,
he'd have to
I
excuse
tell
me
you
while I
this.
love all over you guys.
I tell you this. It's like that. You hit the point. That's what makes a band. You got to have a killer drummer
Your
and
band,
everything.
your
And
band.
I know one time I auditioned a 17-year-old. Well, sister turned 18, and this kid was like Eve Malmsteen, like.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm like, dude, you hired. So when we got to the point to me teaching him the songs, he couldn't get the rhythms down.
yeah,
And so I finally like, wait a minute, let's play something a cover, "Smoke on the Water." He couldn't even play that. I'm like, dude, you always got to get your rhythm down before your leads are killer, but you got to get those rhythm down. I
yeah,
mean, that was my main thing. It's
yeah.
like I always loved rhythm players
He
like
just
Ted
spent his
Nugent,
whole time.
Scott Ian of Anthrax, James Hetfield. I was always a rhythm guy,
Yeah.
and everything. So just get that rhythm down, and then if you can do the leads, that's a plus. Plus,
Well, I kind of think you either have the timing or you don't, in a sense.
Yeah.
That you can develop talent, but it's hard to develop timing. You
I
can
mean, this
develop
kid.
it.
It was crazy because this kid was like, it was like, dang, he's killing it,
Right.
lead
Yeah.
wise. And then I'm like, all right, let's learn the song, let's do the rhythms, and he couldn't. I'm like, you gotta be, you gotta be,
Well,
get out of
brother,
here,
I
really.
am I am so fucking happy to hear that everything has come together for your band past the ammunition, and that it's coming.
We're still working on it, brother. But like I said, we're gonna release another single this Friday, the 9th, and I've got some shows coming up, and
I've got
we're
them
looking forward
here.
for the blowout, the blow your brains out show. I was talking to Joey Blue, and he's looking forward to it. He's like, dude, hell yeah. So it's gonna be a kick-ass show.
Just trying to find it. I've got the flyer for the Reno show. Here it is.
Oh, that's the old flyer. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's old?
Yeah, we just added Dreadland to the
Oh,
lineup,
okay. God damn, you scared me, man. I
and
saw a
then
black and white one.
the Elysium. They called it a day. They broke up, so Floridian is taking their place. There you go. That's the
Boom!
flyer.
Ask and you shall receive, my brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We
a
have the power.
Yeah,
Not only do we have social media together, bro, we have the power. We can make
got the
magic like
power.
that. Here, before the eyes of the viewers of the world.
Yeah, that's it,
Bro,
brother.
I'm telling you, man, we've got enough people participating and blow your brains out now that if it just stays at this rate, it's inevitable that people around other areas will find out more about Texas metal bands.
And that's what we're working on. We're working on branching out because we just
Well,
been
us
playing.
too. And that's what I'm referring to is I believe it's going to grow, and
Yeah,
so should you guys. I'm a firm believer that bands, if you possibly can, because it falls in the doing a whole lot of work category, get out and play Austin. Go down to come and take it.
that's what we're shooting for.
Offer,
Austin, San
offer to open
Antonio.
up. Offer to open up if you have to. Just y'all gotta see us. And
Hell
then
yeah.
any other club, there's a metal club in Houston. They're scattered all over.
Oh, I love Houston. Well, even though I spent like one day there, for the Pantera show, but Houston is got it going on. I
Yeah.
was going to move to Houston, but I was work. I mean, I hate hurricanes and flooding. That's the only thing. The reason why I didn't move to Houston and everything. But I got friends in Houston wants to play some shows with us and everything. We're gonna try to get to Austin, Houston, San Antonio. That's where I got some of my families at, and everything. That's why we getting this new management together so we can venture outside of DFW. You know.
All right. Well, shout out to management. It takes all types to it's a long way to the top if you
It's
want
a
to rock
long
and
way
roll.
to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Yes. And so I appreciate all that it takes, absolutely. I appreciate all that it takes. So
And I
however it
appreciate you,
needs to
man. I
happen,
mean,
let it be.
you the man. I'm serious, man. We love you to death. It's like I
Oh, bro.
really. I mean, we love you, brother.
Thank you. Well, same to Dave Jarvis. He's still with us. We love you, Dave Jarvis. We love
And
and
Dave
miss
Jarvis,
Ariel.
yeah, yep. Hopefully
Yeah,
we
because
see.
I'm telling you, I couldn't do it by myself.
Well, hopefully we see Dave at the next show next week and everything. You and Dave, you know.
I hopefully, yeah. I encourage him to get out, but he stays busy. He makes a lot of music and things, So I don't really, I can't speak for him. And I
Yeah,
stay, I
he
stay
sent me
busy because
he
what's
sent
that?
me something with this I think it's his new band or something.
Uh-huh.
And
Children
yeah,
of the Last Man.
yeah. So yeah, he's a busy man.
All right, we got a couple of questions for you. Speaking of busy men, while we have you here, Trespassers has asked two excellent questions. Who is your new manager?
I can't tell you yet until we
Oh, I've heard of them before. Yeah.
but until we
I've
can
also heard of Not My Cup of Tea.
after I mean we're
Some
supposed to meet
others.
up Sunday and have that sit down, and if everything goes right, we will tell you who we hooked up with.
All right. So sliding right on by, we're going to ask something more answerable. Who is directing the video for the new song, The Knife?
Okay. Jim Wright is probably going to do this one too.
Okay.
Even
Yeah.
though Metal Dave pointed me to another director, he's on tour with Pantera and everything. He's like, "Yo, you guys should go with this guy." But Jim did a good job with Watch What You Say. So I was trying to get Metal Dave to do it, but since he's with Pantera, he's like, "Oh, that's going to be $5,000." I'm like, "Oh hell, not you big man now." Okay.
Hey,
So
it is what it is. It's crazy out there.
So, yeah, we're gonna stick with Jim. Just talk to him tonight, and we just got to figure out when we're gonna shoot it. I already got the place where we're gonna shoot it and how we're gonna do it, uh, and everything. So it's gonna be killer.
All right, all right. Well, while you're talking, I'm taking advantage, looking for that song, The Knife. Well, bro, I could talk to you all night long. Thank you for being here, but we better play some music and get on with the evening.
Yep. I mean, like, I was like, man, why am I not chiming in? And then I realized that Bunny sent me the link for like last week,
Right.
and I was using that. I was using that link to try to get in.
Yeah.
And when I saw like um, everybody that was on the show last week, I'm like, oh man, this ain't the link. So I was like, well, let me hit old Vic up, see if he can give me a new link to chime in.
Yeah, it worked.
But tell Dave to get up with me. I'll try to get a hold of the Kings X guys if you guys want or whatever.
Oh yeah, Galactic Cowboys, dude. I was playing Out of the Silent Planet before you even ever heard of Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. I was playing it when it first came out. I had a relationship with Megaforce Records. I had a relationship with Metal Blade Records. I had relationships with all those people back then. I had a relationship with Pantera and Dimebag Darrell Abbott,
Yeah, check this out though. That was the first album that I got hooked on, and I was kind of afraid to listen to the first King's X album.
Yeah,
because usually,
you
usually listen to the album that broke them out, and then the albums after that. But somebody played me Goldilocks. I'm like, what the hell? That's not the first one. I'm like, oh hell, I need to listen to this album now.
Yeah. Man, King's X, just the way that the music is made, whether it's their heavier songs or their very beautiful harmonic songs, it just puts you in a mood.
No doubt. It's like,
I've been listening to it all day today, and I listened to some the other day, but today it hit me, man, after listening to all of Gretchen and about the time I started listening to Out of the Silent Planet. I just felt like I entered another realm musically and this whole life. I'm like, okay, we're here.
And they always close. They always
King's
close
X
the
land.
Goldilocks, but Doug doesn't sing. The crowd does the singing. And it's like, wow. They know all the lyrics and they're singing. And
oh, yeah.
It's like the band's playing and Doug is like laying back, not singing, and the crowd's doing the singing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Those are the best ones. That's how it used to be. Like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. I haven't been to see those bands in so long, but back in the day, bro, I know every word.
That's my bucket list.
I know every word to every Iron Maiden song in their first 4, 5, 6 records. I know every word to every, fill in the band, and we used to sing all of those songs. We knew.
Of course. Yeah.
And I wasn't the only one. One of the kick-ass things about going to a rock concert was because we're kids. Like I'm talking when I'm 14 and 15 and 16 years old, right? Is seeing other badass kids that know all the words to the song, can sing the songs, and they're standing there with you, banging head.
That reminds me how I met Aaron, our lead guitarist.
You met someone that way too. That is kick-ass.
That Megadeth, and you see, like he knew every song. I mean, they could do something off of Rest in Peace, Peace Sells, and I'm like, this black dude knows all the lyrics. That's cool. He must be a guitar player or something.
That is cool. So Aaron is the guitar player for Pass the Ammunition.
He
they have 2 lead guitarists that are both
guitar
excellent.
Player, him and Bunny, the triple lead assault.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing your story. Let me share an equal. You know how I met Bruce Corbett? Rest in peace.
Oh, man.
Corbett, the Batman.
Bruce is the man.
You know how I met him?
How you meet Bruce?
Back at concerts.
Really?
He's one of those many kids that used to just see it all. I went to all the shows. I saw AC/DC with Bon Scott in '79, Highway to Hell. I was at I was at every fucking show. Well, so was Bruce Corbett. That's how I met him.
It
That's
was
how I got to know him.
it was embarrassing the first time I met Bruce. I embarrassed myself.
Ah, you didn't.
Yeah,
Tell us the story
like
though. How embarrassing was it?
I was living in Mobile, Alabama, and we traveled to when it used to be Gas Monkey. It was War Beast and
Gas Monkey War Beast.
yeah, and
I
the
love it.
Illegals playing
Maybe they should have gone as the Gas
So
Monkeys.
so I
I'm gonna
walked up to
recommend that.
I walked up to the merch
Hey,
table.
by the way, they have a new band. Maybe they should consider changing the name to the Gas Monkeys. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Did you like the show the other night?
Oh hell yeah! But I had to leave early because I had a lot going on. But
Ooh, you didn't see the Gas Monkeys?
the gas. No,
You
I
didn't
didn't.
see the Beast of War.
But check this out though. This telling you the story how I met Bruce Corbett.
Okay.
I walk up to the merch table, and I purchased the DVD of the rigor mortis story, and we got to talking. And I'm like, dude, it's like, Freaks was that's what hooked me onto it. But I knew the first album, Freaks, is the shit. The EP.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't sing on that one. Wait a minute. He's like, I'm the singer. He's like, I'm the singer for rigor mortis. Yeah, but I wasn't on that album and everything.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But after
Couple of
that,
records.
I was living in Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, you can't expect
Texas,
everybody to know everything.
and Bruce opened his arms to me, man. Even though there's a punk that I was hanging out with that really, was trying to, let's just say he put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and I had to let him go from like being a friend.
Yeah.
But Bruce invited me to a Super Bowl party, and he was really cool with
right.
me. And when he was on his deathbed, there's around, I think it was Christmas. No, it was Thanksgiving. I spent Thanksgiving with my sister, and I came into town, and I told somebody, like, look, as soon as I get off the bus, we got to go over to Bruce, see Bruce. Like, Jenna's okayed it for me to go see him. And it was raining and it was crazy, but my ride, she got sick, so she sent her dad to pick me up from the bus station. So I didn't get to make it to Bruce's, his death. To really see him off, or not see him off, but to really see him for the last time and everything. But I was trying to make it, and Jenna's like, "Yep." Bruce says, "Cool, come by and everything." And this is when he was doing bad. And I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna try to make it. As soon as I get off the bus, somebody's gonna give me a ride to the hospital." And
All right, Donell. Here's the good news. Bruce, he's the Batman. He knows.
Yep, the Batman.
He knows your heart.
Yep.
Right now, you're putting up the bat signal. He'll answer.
Yep. So,
I grew up with that dude as like someone I only saw at all the shows for years, and then I knew Casey Orr and Hardin Harrison.
I knew those guys didn't take no crap, man, for anybody. It was like if somebody came at them wrong, they was ready to throw down.
Anyway, I knew those guys, and then Bruce joined the band, Rigor Mortis. I knew Mike Scotia before Bruce joined the band. And Bruce joined the band. I was like, fuck, it's that dude I've known all these years. I've seen at all the shows. That's Bruce Corbett.
Mike Scotia was a bad mo. I saw him at Lollapalooza with Ministry.
Yep.
And everything. As soon as you hear that, I'm like, that's Scotia
fast
right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's Leonard Skinner at 1,000,000 RPM.
Yeah, buddy. And I feel, that's one thing I regret not getting to meet him. Because when I moved here, Mike had real I was in Alabama when I found out that he died on stage at the rails and everything.
Well, shout out to those brothers. That's crazy how that happened, man. And Donell, here's the thing: is what we are doing right now is what those guys were doing 20 and 30 years ago. You know how I know? Because Mike Scotch is a very close personal friend of mine.
Yeah, I bet he was a cool guy. I never got to meet him. I bet he was cool as hell.
Okay, well, I've always been a guitar freak and a people person and intelligent, like to communicate, be around people that keep things interesting, etc. So at a very early age, I knew Daryl Abbott of Pantera because I heard about him in Buddy Magazine having won the guitar competition.
Wow.
And so I looked up in the phone book and saw there were only 3 Abbotts listed in Arlington.
Phone books.
So I got out the map. It was customary to have a map back. Hey, listen, bro. When I was a kid,
this is before
we didn't have video games yet.
Before the phones and Google and anything.
Yeah, asteroids may have been out. We had pinball, we had football, baseball, basketball, bicycles. I rode bicycles a lot, shit like that.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I grew up on heavy bands like Black Sabbath and Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin, and then found the best of the best bands at a very early age, like Van Halen.
Oh yeah,
I saw Van Halen on July 4th weekend, and the record had dropped just a couple.
Now I'm going to ask you a question. Did you see David Lee Roth's new concert that he did?
Yep.
How you feel about that?
Listen, I love David Lee Roth.
Me too.
I love him. So I'm not the best person to ask, or maybe I am. But
man,
I want to
tell you what.
Up front, I love David Lee Roth.
His band is tight.
His vocals
is tight. He's got 4 black dudes doing backing vocals, and they killing it.
His vocals are just sucking, man. I
love his vocals. It's Dave.
But it's a great band. It's a great band. Get on out there, Dave. Get out. It's a great band.
Come on, Dave.
Get out there, Dave. Shit. Do you want me to cut your dick off or not? I already got both of your balls. I got both of your balls on the fucking desk right there.
I love Dave. Dave is doing Dave, man.
Yeah, man. So you don't know what all these people are going through. You don't know if he's a multi-billionaire or if someone else is and he's controlled by management and half broke. You just don't know what these fucking people are going through.
I tell you what, the lead singer of Ugly Kid Joe was telling me, Whitfield was telling me when he met David Lee Roth, and he told me, man, it's like, dude, I was like excited to meet David Lee Roth, and Dave, it's showtime for Dave to put,
Oh, bro, you don't got to tell me. I saw Van Halen on the first record, dude, twice. Yeah. I saw him once in 1978. I saw him in like February or March in 1979. Yeah. And David Lee Roth is the best rock and roll entertainer probably of all time, period. Yep. Yep. He just can't sing anymore, and that's okay, too. Don't have to give him a hard time. Just find the best of things about people and move the fuck on.
Yeah. He sounded good to me, on the new stuff. I'm like, damn.
I don't think so. I don't think he sounded good in a while. When he sounded good, the last time he sounded good was on the Some Kind of Different Kind of Truth.
Oh, really?
I listened to that record, okay? I've listened to that record probably.
I didn't get into it.
Oh, dude, I've listened to it probably 300 or 400 times.
I take that back. That's Van Halen album, right?
It's the last record they reformed.
Yeah,
and
that album was badass.
It's got the song Tattoo.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
And, she's oh fuck. She's the
She's
One or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
But like I said,
yeah.
yeah, I was talking
That's
to
it.
Winfield of Ugly Kid Joe. He told me a story, and and he's like, yeah, when I met him, they put on that facade. It's Diamond Dave. And then, he said it got so arrogant. He's like, dude, you are spoiling it for me. He's spoiling you ruined my childhood. Just be, regular Dave and shit. But Dave is like, David Lee Roth did something. He's like, he turned like this, it's like, I'm sorry. And then he turned back like, you know, it's like his whole, like, is he was just acting. Like, it's like Diamond Dave is his character, just like Alice Cooper is Alice Cooper. But Alice Cooper I mean, it's hard to explain, but
No,
to
it's
me,
not. It's hey, to hold up, back up. It's easy to explain. It's just an alter ego. All right. Right,
exactly.
right now, bro, you are exactly who you are, and it's what everyone loves about you. But if you become as famous as Van Halen or any of those other people, fill in the blank, you kind of get stuck into that personality, whether you like it or not. You can try to change that personality, and maybe it works. Who tried that? Garth Brooks tried that. He tried to be a. You
And I
see what
like
I'm
that
saying?
song he came out with too. What
Okay,
was it? But it's a cool song he
so
released.
man, I think you have to be empathetic and try to be understanding. But I get it. It's much funner to just hate on people. So
No, I don't hate on anybody. I always
no,
love
you
David Lee
didn't. You
Roth.
said you liked his singing. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, David Lee Roth. I mean, at least he's letting all the background singing back. The guys he got doing back,
Yeah,
they hitting it.
he's also counting on his fans to sing, and they're
Yep,
not as much.
yep. And he's
That's
trying to
part of
do
the
his little
thing.
dance. He can't. I mean, he's trying to do his kicks, but he can't do the kicks anymore.
Yeah,
So, I think that's the reason why he tattooed half of his body. It's like you said, just like maybe that's I mean, but that's still
bro.
David Lee
Who
Roth to me.
knows? Who knows, man? I mean, you could sit
I
here and
still love him. I
speculate and
still love
guess
him.
all you want. It's David Lee Roth. Who knows?
That's it. That's
He's
it.
a crazy motherfucker, man. He always has been. He still is.
Always. It's
Yeah,
David
he
Lee
just
Roth.
needs
Bottom
to.
line.
Man, if I were his friend, I would say, "Hey, look, Dave,
Give me some
it's
pussy.
not over."
Get me laid.
Well, after that, though, we'd get to the point, and I would have to say, as a friend, it's not over, Dave. It's not over. Just go back to the easier, go back to the ballroom. Just a
Yeah.
gigolo everywhere I go. Put that shit back
Yeah,
together,
surprisingly,
man.
he is not doing any of his solo stuff, but
I
it's a
know.
great
Well, that's
set
my
list.
point. He can't pull off Van Halen anymore. That's
And
obvious.
I was like,
But
man,
he
man,
could pull
I would
off some
love to see the
ballroom dancing.
yeah, I would love to see the Eat 'em and Smile band come back together.
Give it up. Give
You
it
know,
up. You'll have
you
to
know.
see those guys in different variations of different bands. Billy Sheehan whores himself out all over the place, which is crazy to see.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So all
But
those guys are in a lot of different, bands or on a lot of different records.
yeah, but like I said, it's a great song list. I mean, it's like I woke up like 4 o'clock in the morning, and the concert was on my phone. I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
and just song after song. It was like, damn,
Yeah.
like they got some good songs, man. Van Halen,
It was a
back to
Dave
back.
alert instead
Yeah,
of an Amber alert. Woke
yeah,
up to a Dave alert.
yeah. So I'm not mad at Dave. Dave's doing the damn thing, you know.
Hey,
Just
the
like,
band was good. The guitar player was good.
oh
The band was
wow,
good.
oh wow, that dude just like he's spot on and shit, you know.
Well,
But
remember, I grew up watching Daryl Abbott play 2-3 foot in front of me all my life as a kid. So I'm hard to.
well,
I'm,
that's
I'm
why I'm
hard.
trying
It
to
depends on what
turn
you
you on.
mean when you say spot on.
Well, that's why
There's
I'm
only
trying to turn.
one Eddie Van Halen. Let's get that straight
That's
right
why I'm
now.
trying to turn you on to this kid, Bodie Muglin. This kid's like 17, 16. He won the Eddie Van Halen contest.
Dude, there's still time for him to come out and amaze us for a few minutes. If he wants to come out and play like to a track and solo for 5 minutes.
Bro, you should see him. He looks like a young Dimebag Darrell. When he goes on stage, he's wearing all the outfits that Dimebag used to wear with the. Oh man, I'll see you if I find a picture. I'll send it to you.
All right.
In the video.
Well, and how about this? If you see that he's performing somewhere, just share it over in the Blow Your Brains Out Facebook group page.
All right, I will. And I'm going to try to bug his dad, too. His dad's trying to get him out there.
I don't miss anything in that group page, and neither does Dave or Ariel. All three of us see everything that's posted in that group page.
All right.
So all three of us usually like it, especially if it's like from, someone we know. The group page has gotten a little bigger now where there's people in there posting that I don't really know. So I don't like all of those, but I make sure I take time, anybody that's been part of Blow Your Brains Out, that's what the group page is there for. If you post in there, I take the time to like it and comment, and I do that from multiple pages. I might even share it to one of my I have a group page for Outlaw Video TV. I'm a marketing machine, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Hell's to the yeah, brother. I mean, I appreciate what all you're doing for Passive Ammunition. And like I said, it's like, like I was telling Violet, she was like, I was going to, I love that, he put you guys on and you guys fixed to play our club. I was fixing to, put that down, but I was afraid I was going to step on some toes. I'm like, no, this is the metal scene. You got support. Everybody's got to support everybody, you know, and everything. It's like, I'm just wish there was there is a club, a bar here in Arlington called the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame?
That's what
the heavy metal. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame. I know which one you're talking about.
And we had, I think we might set up a show there,
Yeah, please do, man. I highly recommend it. You might go by there first and talk to. It's my
Jerry.
brother that owns it and operates it. His name is Jerry Warden.
That's your brother, for real?
Yeah. Oh, yep. That's what I'm saying. I have two older brothers, and I'm the youngest.
Yeah, I know Jerry. Me and Jerry talk. He's like, bro, come by, really.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. He might just go by there and say hi, and I'm sure he'd book a Pass the Ammunition show, and we would sure promote it. As a matter of fact, I would consider doing a show in August or September there. That might be too far in advance for him, but that's a Blow Your Brains Out show, over there.
Hey, you set it up, brother. We knock him down,
All right. I'll get with him and get back to you. And then if you want to get to him, him.
It's like Wharton. I'm like, no, that can't be Jerry's brother, But you just, like, yeah, that's my brother. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yep. We're two different people entirely, And as brothers, sometimes you have to, like separate yourselves. Sometimes we talk like when we were kids. Sometimes we'd see each other every day.
Yep.
Sometimes we would avoid each other for long periods of time.
Wow.
No real good reason. Just need a break. Right. So we're two different people entirely is what I'm saying.
Well, I got a brother right now I'm not even talking to. I hate to say it, but he just, it's a family thing going on. And this brother just thinks he can talk to anybody any damn way. And he thinks he can control what's going on. And he's trying to control what's going on with family. So
it happens. Yeah, man. I wish him the best. I try not to get involved. If you hadn't noticed, my attitude is always make the best of everything. I've got my own struggles, bro.
That's
You
it.
know, I've got my
I saw
own.
you
I've
earlier
got
with.
my own real struggles.
I saw you earlier with your grandson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you saw your grandson and
Yep, that's
everything.
right.
I mean, you was talking about that.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. I take care of him every week as my own child. Me and his mom split duty.
Much love, much love.
I do love it, man. But keep in mind, I was performing and getting ready to record, when all that took place over 5 years ago. But, I don't in any conversations talk about that or cry about it or anything. I've got a kick-ass grandson. It put me in a position to do this TV show. I think of this as a TV show. People are watching you on their TVs right now, just as
That's
much as
it.
they are on their phone.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Let's get famous together, bro, because I believe in you 100%. And I know you believe in what we're doing here. And this is, just a start. If I could turn this into money, I ain't gonna lie. I
Let's
need
do
to
it,
make
brother.
money like every other dog.
Yeah, hey, I got your back like a bra strap, brother. You know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I could turn it into money one way or the other, you would see my heart on full display where I would put together a couple of more podcasts. I'd love to. I've been right on the verge of wanting to do, a different show. And so, one of the ideas I have is what we're doing right now and what you were saying earlier. Just have an open panel podcast just to all of our friends. So I wouldn't post it like everywhere for people around the world. But if you shared it with your friends, even on your Facebook, and I
Well,
shared it with mine and Dave shared it, or,
well,
5
what
different
I'm gonna
bands.
do, what I'm gonna do
In
just
other
before.
words, there could be 10 of us all on here for an hour or two just fucking shooting the shit, and that would be entertainment.
What I'm gonna do just before a show, I'm gonna hit you up for a link. Just before you go live.
We could call it chopping your brains out.
Chop your brains out. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta
I'm
stick with
surprised
the
Kelly
theme if
ain't
I
on here.
can. I gotta
I'm
stick with the
surprised.
theme if I can.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
you know what
surprised
my
Kelly ain't
realist
on here.
idea, bro? Thank you so much for being here and letting me shoot the shit with you. You know what my realist idea is that I have?
What's
It's the
that?
thing that we've all talked about the most. Most of the bands have talked about here on Blow Your Brains Out, and what I have in common with music. I used to get a magazine called the New Heavy Metal Review back in the late 70s, like 79, maybe 80.
Yeah, that keeps you up on what's new.
The New Heavy Metal Review. There were only a few heavy metal magazines in the world. Well, this one was put out by Brian Slagle, a kid out in
Oh
California.
shit!
No shit, dude. He
Metal
didn't
Blade,
have anything else, just a magazine. That's the only way I knew him.
Metal Blade, right?
That's correct. He put in his magazine that, hey, I'm putting out a record that's a compilation of all these bands I'm talking about here. If you want to pre-order, it costs $5. I'll mail it to you as soon as it's pressed. So I sent my $5 money order. Had to go get a money order for $5. Sent my $5 money order in, and I had the record as soon as it came out, and it had Metallica on it.
Hit the lights.
Hit the light. Dude.
I have a cassette tape, and it was a live cassette tape. It was Metallica, but
Metallica.
it had Dave Mustaine doing all the vocals.
Yeah.
On the Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it was so horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shit. I guess
Thankfully, James did
guitar.
it, man. Thankfully, James did it because it was good the way it ended up.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Dave. I'm a piece sales who's buying,
Yeah, he improved on his vocals, but that that
Yeah,
Gil-
but it's not as good as Hetfield. You know, Metallica would have never, I don't think, with that voice, it would have, I don't know. But
yeah,
I
it's just
love
so high.
Metallica, bro.
Yeah,
I love Metallica just the way they are. I wouldn't want to change a fucking thing on the first 3 records.
5, 4. Well, 4.
I'm
I
gonna say
guess 4.
3. I didn't give up. I didn't give up after 3. It's kind of like the Van.
you don't
Hey,
like
listen.
Justice, huh?
It's kind of like Van Halen 4, which is Diver Down, or Van Halen 5, which is 1984 with Jump. You know, at which point do you say, not really my favorite record? Oh, wait. Yeah, 4 and 5. That's right. Because the
Dive
first 3
down.
Van Halen records are off the chart, better than any music ever made ever in the world.
Yeah, I mean Eddie did his thing, brother.
Yeah.
And you have you heard the new Wolf? The Wolf, Mammoth, Wolfie. You heard that new song?
Oh yeah, thank you, dude. You had to shock my memory there because I've been all in this. But yes, I did, and it was directed by Robert Rodriguez, which is part of what got me captivated. You know, I saw him doing that lead. I saw the intro and that lead.
Oh yeah,
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 and he
man.
wouldn't stop doing it for a minute. And I was like, now, hey, hang on, because I'm a pretty quick person when it comes to fucking entertainment, the good shit. I was like, that shit was overdone on purpose. This is part of the this is very well produced. This
Yeah,
is kind of
I came so.
Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez ish. And sure enough, it was a Robert Rodriguez producer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I came so close to meeting Wolfie, man. So close. And uh, what prevented me from meeting him?
Yep.
At that one point, I didn't have a car, and I invited the chick to come with me because
I
I got
love
a
your
pass,
attitude.
go backstage.
Love your attitude. I didn't have a car, but I invited this chick. She's gonna go
And
meet Wolfie.
Yeah, she took her
Fuck
damn time, so we missed Wolfie and them, but we caught Candlebox, POD, and the
right.
rest of the bands. But they told us like it was like
man.
backstage and everything at the
Yeah,
fest.
I wouldn't miss Wolfie if I had the opportunity. I just hadn't had a chance.
Yeah, I was a little bit upset, how women take
Mammoth.
time and everything, I'm like, man, we're missing it. I just got, the word, we got a backstage pass, let's go. You know. And I got there and my buddy, the drummer from Body Count, that's the one who hooked it up, Will. He's like, yeah, they just got off stage, man. I'm like, But met some of the guys from Offspring and
well, bro, talk about meeting people and bringing it back to the show here is Robert Rodriguez. If you happen to have any Texas connections with Robert Rodriguez, you or anyone listening, Robert Rodriguez, we'd love to have you on.
He is a bad guitar player, but he's a kick-ass guitar player on the side.
Is he? He's the movie maker in Texas.
Movie maker, guitar player. Yeah, man.
He has a. Have you heard of this new movie franchise or whatever it's called? It's called Brass Knuckles.
Whoa, no, I haven't.
Dude, you right now can go Google it and he's allowing people to invest into the movie and receive profits for perpetuity from this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's doing it for the fans. It's his way, his heart. I saw him on Joe Rogan, and he was like, "I'm just, yeah." He's like, "Look, everybody makes a movie for the Hollywood. Yes, I'm a huge movie. I'm gonna make a real fucking movie, but I want to make it for my fans in every way as much as possible." That's how this guy talks. He says, "So I figured out a way to allow people to invest into my movies instead of me having to go elsewhere to keep me more independent and reward them for perpetuity with a percentage of the sales for, as long as the world exists." And if you ask me, that's one of the coolest fucking things and smartest investments. I wish I could go invest everything I had in that.
Wow, I gotta look into that, man.
Yep, it's called
Because it
Brass
sounds like
Knuckle.
what some of these bands are doing right now. Like, having fans like, contribute to the GoFundMe so we can make this new album.
It's similar. It's similar, but it's Robert Rodriguez who made Sin City and Mocahete. What is it? The movie dude. He's made a couple of kick-ass movies. He also made the Spy Kids series with his kids.
And he also made that one badass. I mean, which Wolfie based the video over that vampire movie. But it was kind of Quentin. Well, him and Quentin, I think, both directed that movie. I think. Don't get me. I mean, I don't know. The Dust to Dawn, or whatever it's called.
All right, man. I apologize. I'm over here engineering while you're chatting, and I'm enjoying this. Hey, bro, I'm enjoying this as much as I would be enjoying listening to music or more, because it leads us just, hanging out, chatting, two cool motherfuckers, to remembering to talk about the important stuff is the way I like to think of it.
All right.
So I'm going to take that off so it's not in the way, and I'm going to take that comment off, but remind me to come
now
back.
I need to break out my glasses to look at it,
All right, everybody. So I encourage you, we've got 8 days left. Invest on our behalf, mine and pass the ammunitions. Invest on our behalf, reach deep into your pocketbooks, and pour out all your dough to Robert Rodriguez and his creative new investive film, Robert Rodriguez Brass Knuckles Films.
Hell yeah.
I wonder what he would do if we played that.
Let me see if I can make some connections, get with them.
Be cool.
And everything.
Let's play.
Oh, that was a kick-ass movie.
I'm Robert Rodriguez, and I've made a career out of delivering action-packed entertainment to audiences of all ages.
I'll cut it out if he doesn't like it.
Most of my movies have spawned sequels, spin-offs, or TV series.
Machete.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
The day I start
Love
filming,
that fucking
everything I do is
Machete
about
movie.
giving audiences the action and excitement they love.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wanna
so
take
broke
that one
I
step
can't
further.
invest.
I want to develop my next set of movies.
If I could, I
with
would,
you,
though.
the fans and supporters.
Thank you,
as
Robert
investors.
Rodriguez. I see your heart, brother.
Together, we're going to do something
I see your
Hollywood
heart,
has
brother.
trouble doing themselves, which is developing and producing great action movies efficiently. On the production front, I'm known for being the most efficient filmmaker in the business, so we'll be able to cut out
In
the middlemen
Texas.
and red tape
In
that
Texas,
leaves
everybody.
movies trapped in development hell. And we'll film these new movies
Yeah, Wolfie
using
knew
the
what he was
resources
doing to
right
get
here
him
in my
to
own production
direct
studio,
new,
Troublemaker
music
Studios,
video.
with the efficiencies I've developed starting way back on El
Troublemaker
Mariachi.
Studios. That's got to be around
So I'm
Austin.
inviting you to
Go down
invest
there
in a
and visit.
slate of several new action movies.
Now, who wants to play?
I will produce all of them, but I will also develop at least one of them for myself to direct.
My God.
And I'll make sure all of these films are big ideas that I can produce efficiently while generating excitement with audiences. And as an investor, you'll be an owner of these films right alongside me. You'll
What do
get
you
to
think,
share in
man?
the money we make from these films and from any future sequels too.
Pretty wild,
More
huh?
fun that way.
When I create these
Man.
new movies, I'll be looking to build franchises.
I mean,
just
that
like I
is
did
your
with my Mexico
independent
trilogy,
filmmaker trying to
Spy
do a
Kids series,
GoFundMe.
Machete, Sin City, and more.
That's Texas owned Robert Rodriguez.
That lets us create
One of
one
the
idea that
best
we can then
movie
build into
producers
multiple
alive.
profitable films over
If you
the
ask
years.
me.
That's really cool.
His style is
are you in?
mine. Like, I like it when shit's
Or are you
overdone.
out?
Like
I hope
Night
you
of the
join me
Living Dead.
for this incredible opportunity.
He's badass, brother. He's badass.
So there it is. Republic.com, everybody. Rodriguez. It's Brass Knuckles Films.
Hell yeah, bro. It's badass.
So if they try to demonetize the video for that, I can always cut it out. Fuck the world. You got to do what you got to do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I don't let it stop me from playing it, though. You know, I don't care what it does, like to the algorithms or we've been on here for 4 hours already almost. So
Yeah, I see how long we've been on.
ain't giving a fuck now. Well, we were on for a couple of hours almost before you got here.
But like I said, if I try to get hold of the Kinets guys and see if they can do it next week and everything.
Oh,
If
dude, that
not,
would
I get
be a
some.
beautiful, beautiful thing, Donnell. I don't even know how to say what. I mean, what are you talking about? But
If not,
I
I
don't
get the
care.
Galactic.
Thank you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. There ain't no hate. I love their music. I grew up with it, dude. Like I was into King's X before anybody knew who King's X was.
If not, I get the Galactic Cowboys guys to come on.
Dude, that's another band. You know, most people really don't know that much about the Galactic Cowboys, but
Oh, I love those guys. The
oh yeah.
Beatles harmonies, and I mean, it's like it'd be heavy, and then it goes to acoustic, and I'm like, these guys, the harmonies and
They
vocals.
pretty much took that whole King's X sound to two whole different levels. The harmonies got
doubt.
bigger, and the basses and the dropouts got heavier.
No doubt. But if anything, I can get those guys to come on next week.
Yeah, man. Hey, I love those guys. I used to do magazines that reported on Galactic Cowboys. There really isn't anybody like King's X, for example. I used to DJ on KNON. Do you ever listen to KNON, Donnell?
Oh man, it's been so long.
Well, thank you for being honest. Thank you. Hey, I turned it on last Thursday on purpose and caught the show. That's a Hard Time Radio, Hard Knocks, or Hard Time.
Yep.
Alan, Thrashing Alan. Dude, he always has a kick-ass show.
We was on there. A couple months ago.
Yeah, dude, you should hit him up again and try to get back on there. Again, here's the reality, though, is it's not like I listen to it every week or something. I just was in my car on Thursday night and was like, fucking Thrashing Allen, turn it on. Yeah, I happen to remember, So it's like this podcast or this live stream is what it's called, live stream television, interactive television show. That's officially what it is. It's a live stream interactive television show.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know. I thank you for being here. I think that together with you and the other bands, there's so many good bands. Like Raid is a killer band. Vane is a killer band.
Yep.
Perico is a killer band.
I can't wait to play with those guys. Even Joey hit me up. He's like, dude, yeah, man, I can't wait for you guys to play with us. And everything.
It is, man. Well, we're going to have videos, promotional videos. We're going to have promotional reels and all that shit to share on Facebook and on YouTube. And, of course, you can share all that from there on Instagram and X. But we'll have multiple flyers and all kinds of shit to promote this show over the next month.
Hell yeah. Sounds good, brother.
And it's all going to be stacked with skulls and flames on fire. It's the heaviest metal fest. Okay, so yeah, dude, back in the day, I used to DJ on KNON. It was my brother Jerry. He started the metal show on KNON in 1985, I think.
Wow.
I started helping him in 1986. And then after a year, he lost the show, if you will. So I was able to pick it up. So I did the show for another year or more myself before they were very rude and mean to me and basically just said, the show's over. You're not welcome here. If you do come here, we're going to call the police and have you trespassed.
What?
Yeah, that's what KNON did to me.
Wow.
Begin to tell you why, dude. Just somehow the decision was made, right? And So the person that told me didn't even make the decision. It was someone high up. Probably heard me talk about corruption or something, you know. I don't think talking about weed bothered them back then because we did that. We read
Back
the
then
video, bro.
it was so. I mean, that's what "Watch What You Say" is about. It's like back, in the second verse, it's like back then you could say or do anything, and nobody would like get offended, unless it was really bad.
Right.
But now, if he really said something, it's like, oh, let's go after him.
Yeah. Bro, that's why I named this show Blow Your Brains Out. It was part of the whole vision because multiple things. It's a lot of shit, like the universal lines when you decide to call your shit Blow Your Brains Out. But the simplest to make that point was so that it would, weed out the pussies and make it like it's almost like we're already canceling ourselves. So the whole Karen canceler, crowd, they can come after me, but I'm not a felon. I've never been to prison. I'm a family man. I'm just a headbanger,
You never been to prison?
I don't even know a black guy named Bubba. I think they were lying, sir. I think they were lying about Big Bubba.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I'm a nice boy, I just fucking love music, bro, and I love to bang head, and it's really not any more complicated than that with me. So either way, I love KNON, dude. They have some of the best jazz music shows on there and shit. So I wish them all the best and more love to them. I don't see myself in competition with them at all.
KNON, Alan. I love to think Alan,
Thrashing Alan. Bro, I think what we're doing right here together right now is we are the new. Whatever FM radio was in the 70s, this is an equivalent. Whatever cable TV was to television, think about it. This is the equivalent. Right now, I have as my monitor, I have us pulled up on my television. So I'm telling you, a lot of people watch the show just sitting on their couch or recliner in their living room while they check their Facebook or whatever it is that they do. So, that makes it powerful. And I believe that the medium of being able to be live, go to both Facebook and YouTube, and we're also on Twitch, all live at the same time, and get comments from people. So if anybody does comment, this is a sales comment. But if anybody does comment from Twitch, it shows up here. So we're set to do anything on Twitch.
I see some people are sending comments.
Yeah, that's YouTube right there, but I'll show you a comment from Facebook.
Does Donell like what? Chill?
Oh, I was going to get around to this. Hang on, man. I got to ask you this question, Donell. Do you know when rigor mortis, this is why I brought up rigor mortis a little while ago. Nice bring around right here. We're tying it all back in. Do you know Bruce Corbett and rigor mortis, when they signed to Capitol Records?
Yep, that was the first. Oh, man. Yeah. They got signed. Yeah.
Capitol threw a big party, like an album release party for them, right?
Yep.
And they gave away a promotional item. Does anybody in the audience know what that promotional item was?
Oh, wow. That's a good one right there. Even I don't know. But
all right.
Yeah, they did break barriers signing with Capitol. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. I was so close to rigor mortis, bro, and Pantera. I was doing a magazine called The Skull Press, and I was DJing on KNON. So if you were doing metal, I was up your ass, basically, Because with Dime, I never finished telling you the story, bro. I fucking looked up in the map and I saw that Jerry Abbott lived about a mile from my grandmother's house.
Wow.
Well, when I was a kid, walking a mile wasn't a big deal. Just like looking up an address in a map wasn't a big deal. It was something fun to do. And so I went over there, dude, and I knocked on Daryl Abbott's door when I was 15 years old.
Mm.
Yep, it might have been before I turned 15, just before I turned 15, 14. He's 1 year younger than me. So I've got it timed down to 14 myself, but it sounds so impossible that I was 14 years old that I'm just happy to say I was 15. And either way, we were kids, dude. I went and knocked on his door.
Brother.
Bro, Vinnie Paul answered the door. It's right over there on Monterey, the old Pantera house. And Vinnie Paul answered the door, and I was like, hey, walked over to see if Daryl Abbott lives here, guitar player. He's like, hold on, close the door. Didn't really say much. Daryl came back out the door. Hey, what's up? You know, being Daryl, you know. Had a flyer to a keg party they were playing at a kid's show. They actually set up in the front yard of this giant rich home over in Dalworthington Gardens. And
Billy, that was the first time I met Dimebag. It was in Oklahoma City when they was on tour with Skid Row.
Yeah,
and everything.
That's a good story right there.
And the bouncers, I told them, I said, look, when the band shows up, let me know what door to go through or whatever. I'm gonna hang out with them.
Yeah,
and I caught myself hanging out at this one door where I knew the upstairs bar was, and I'm hanging out there. I think it was like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, this can't be the door. So I walk out. Everybody was gone. And I looked up, and the guys from Pantera and Skid Row was already in the fucking damn upstairs bar. Like, what the hell? And Dime, you know, I'm looking at him through the window. Say, yo, man, get me in there. And everything I was doing, he was like mocking, you know, like, yo, get me in there. He's like, get me in there. Yo, motherfucker. He's like, yo, motherfucker. I'm like, man, shit. Dimebag was something else, bro. I can tell you.
That's a good story, man. I love hearing all the Dime stories because, you know, I hate saying this because I feel like I'm talking shit and bragging and stuff. If my rule is that if you want to know, you ask the questions and I answer.
It's not bragging, man. If you was there,
dude, my name's on 4 Pantera records. My name's on Projects, I Am the Night, Power Metal, and Cowboys from Hell. It's in the special page.
I tell you this,
dude. It's like that Rigor Mortis movie that you bought. My name's on it also as a videographer.
I tell you this. I was in high school, and this guy gave me 2 Pantera tapes to listen to. I had Walkman. I got on the bus. It was I Am the Night, and I forgot what the other one was. And I listened to him, and
Power Metal or Projects in the Jungle.
Yeah, and I gave it back to him. I said, "Well, shit, you know,
Projects in the Jungle had heavy metal rules."
Yeah, but I said it's kick ass, but they sound too much like Van Halen. You know, Diamond Dave, Daryl, and
I get it. I get the criticism. It's okay. I get it.
But then I was on tour with this one band, and this, you know, when Saturday, like Headbangers Ball came on, and then Cowboys of Hell came on, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is that the same band I listened to on the bus?
Yeah.
So
a little bit of a change.
Next day I went out and bought Cowboys in Hell, and that whole album blew me away, man. I'm like, shit.
Psycho Holiday.
This? Oh man. You know, Primal Concrete Sledge. You know, which I tell people is like, man, they kind of stole that a little bit from Hot Chili Peppers. That one, come and be with me, live my twisted dream. It's like,
well, that song more than all of the other ones kind of showed the direction where they were going with Vulgar.
Yeah, But that whole album blew me away.
Domination, maybe.
I'm like, dude, killer drums, killer guitar, an excellent singer. Get the fuck out of here. This is the band right here.
Oh, yeah. 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 Hey, look, I'm the first to agree with anyone that Cowboys from Hell is a new level, totally on another level, different from all the other records.
Yeah.
I love all the other records, even Metal Magic, and listen to them. Yeah, I don't listen to Metal Magic as much, but I listen to them because I
How
listen to
about
it.
Power Metal?
I listen to it all the time, dude. Because
There's one song I
one
listen
is
to on
that
Power
I
Metal
love
that I
music,
love.
man. But you know, I lived that shit then, and I still live it now when I listen to it.
Well, check this out. It's like, I tell people that I was like, look, I appreciate, Pantera doing it, but I'm a little bit burned out. The only album I can listen to right now is Preventing the Steal.
Yeah.
Because I just played the other one so much. It's like, ugh.
Oh, that's all of music, though. That's Led Zeppelin records are like that. Beatles records are like
Led
that.
Zeppelin. How can you be burned out?
All the great bands.
Well,
yeah, all the great bands are like that.
Led Zeppelin 4, I used to play that all the time. Stay where they have it. Oh, man. He had that in I Have Buddy. And we used to play that album to death.
Yeah, and then you go like 5 years or longer without listening to it because you just got so fucking burnt. But you listen to Led Zeppelin 3, and you're like, God, I love this. It's a perfect record. And you go, what am I going to listen to now?
I even skipped school. When
then
I skipped
listen
school,
to Led Zeppelin 4. You hadn't heard it in 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's my experience.
I skipped
like,
school.
This record's so good.
When I skipped school, there was a buddy of mine. He's an older dude, and I used to go over there. We drink beer, and he was a Boston freak. Played Boston.
I remember them people.
And I still love Boston.
I remember them people. I was already listening to AC/DC and some heavier shit. So I wasn't a Boston hater, but I remember the Boston people.
No, I love Boston. Shit. I couldn't get tired of Boston. That's fucking so. I like my oldies but goodies, bro. And shit. But the Led Zeppelin 4, I think it was.
I'm just saying, Boston was like the first rock band that we experienced a huge, massive in school, where like all of a sudden every kid listened to Boston, and there was a handful of kids that thought they were the ones that discovered them and loved Boston the most,
And I had the sound man. He was part of Boston's roadie crew or whatever.
Yeah.
He stayed with me for a while. Yeah. And he was telling me stories. He's like, yeah, man. It's like we have all the equipment set up on stage. It's like the spaceship or whatever. And stage be bare. Then boom.
Boston.
The band would appear, and then to this day, I don't know how they did it or what. What motherfucker you work with them? What? You don't know how they appear on stage like boom.
It was, It was their management. Their manager was Don Arden.
Oh wow! But
the great thing about Don Arden was he made sure everybody could see all of his bands. The maybe possibly not so great thing is that Don Arden probably took all their fucking money.
That was back in the day.
Just like Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne had been taking all these people's money forever. And it's going to come out eventually. Eventually, these older artists like Marilyn Manson and these guys are going to fucking write their next books and go, yeah, dealing with the cartel was a motherfucker. especially when the face of it was Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah, if you didn't know your business back then, you could get fucked.
Dude, no, wait. Most everyone did get fucked. Most everyone.
Yeah,
right? Everybody thinks Pantera, they signed Rigor Mortis, they signed. Dude, Rigor Mortis ain't rich. Big deal. They signed to Capitol. That record, but it didn't sell as many records as Pantera. You would think Pantera would be rich. But, bro, you don't know what management deal they signed back then. I can tell you this, that everyone, because I told everyone I was the biggest Pantera fan alive. And so I told everyone in the music industry about Pantera. And they all kind of said, yeah, I hear the guitarist, but just not really my kind of music.
You got to
I'd
be a
be like,
musician,
bro, it's got a song called Heavy
you
Metal.
got to be a real musician to appreciate what's going on. Like I said,
but hang on, I'm gonna back you up. There are songs on all of those records, and so I'll just go back to Projects in the Jungle. It's got a song called "It's All Over Tonight," and "It's All Over Tonight" is one of the heavier songs on the record, but it's as good as any. Dude, it's a killer song. I hate to say it's as good as any this or any of that. Or I'm just telling you, I know fucking music. Yeah. And Pantera was just like Queen or any of those bands where you didn't really like every song that they did, but the heavy songs they did were fucking cool.
But they was a kick-ass working motherfucking band.
Well, no, hang on. I wasn't done. I'm not moving on from the fact that they had heavy songs. You need to listen. Have you heard "It's All Over Tonight" from Projects in the Jungle?
I probably did, when I was on that bus.
Well, you could listen to it later sometime and get back to me.
I always argue with people like when Phil joined.
Well, that's why I'm hammering down on it and asking you to listen to it. Yeah, because I wouldn't steer you wrong with music, dude. I'm the dealer of music, bro. I am the message in blood, I wouldn't steer you wrong. I'm fucking telling you, on Pantera's second record with Terry Glaze, there's a song called "It's All Over Tonight."
Terry Glaze got a new band out.
Well, I didn't mean to throw it off that direction. I'm talking about the song "It's All Over Tonight." That song is as good as any other heavy metal, hard rock song you ever enjoyed in your entire life.
It's All Over Tonight. Really?
It's All Over Tonight. Yeah.
All right.
And then the next record, "I Am the Night," dude, it's got "Right on the Edge." "Right on the Edge" is as good as
like I was telling that kid that let me borrow the tapes. I'm like, man, nothing about the band.
It's okay, bro. You're not the only one. This is part of the thing. See, not everybody listens to all music. And I'm one of those people. I can't listen to all music. But guess what, bro? If we're talking Pantera, come on.
He was all about it.
I not only did I live it, I still listen to it. I have no shame. I enjoy it. And I can share it with you on a level where it can be your medicine also. It can set you free like it does me. Because that "Right on the Edge" is fucking killer. There's another song on, and see, here's the thing, is just people don't listen to it. That's what the problem is. And I wished I could get that message. And what pisses me off most of all, there's a lot of things that piss me off about the Pantera estate, is they just want to ignore these old records, Well, they could very easily put together one record and just put the heavy songs so that people who really are guitar freaks and love Randy Rhoads and love Eddie Van Halen and want to hear another person play that same style of Randy and Eddie Van Halen at a very fucking killer level, then that's Daryl Abbott, and it's on those records, and it's a goddamn shame that the world doesn't know about those songs, because I'll be the first to admit there's some gay-ass shit on almost every Pantera record prior to Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Power Metal had gay shit. It had that song that they did with Mark Ferrari.
One song I play all the time.
What?
Goodbye to love.
Yeah.
Goodbye pain. Yeah, that song. Yeah. I love that song, man.
I guess it's We'll Meet Again. Yeah, that's We'll Meet Again.
He was doing the Halford high notes and shit.
Yeah.
At that point.
Which was beautiful, bro. Look, there isn't a song on Power Metal that I don't love. I love every fucking song on it. I loved it. And keep in mind, like I had demos of these records. Me and Dime were really close, right? So I had cassettes of and pressed. I had pressed records because that's how they did it back then. Them boys could roll with pressed LPs for demos. So I had those,
Wow.
long before the records came out. And so anyway, that's besides the point. Sticking to the point, headbangers like you that enjoy good fucking music, the songs are hidden on there, but they're on those records. And I wish there was a way that like they could all be put on one record for the headbangers and call it that. Call it the headbanger songs from Pantera before Phil Anselmo.
Yeah, like I said, Terry Glaze has got a new band.
But it shouldn't be anything about money. It shouldn't have a goddamn thing to do with money. It should just be for the fans or people that would enjoy it. And those songs that have a life to live.
He's got some well-known musicians together and everything. And I'm like, shit. I forgot the name of it. I forgot who was a part of the band, but I'm like, yo, I know that guy. Hey, I know that guy. But they got Terry Glaze singing for this band. Now, I'm going to look it up, but it's a brand new band, but Terry Glaze is singing and everything.
Well, he's still a very talented musician. I liked Lord Tracy. It wasn't my favorite music in the world, but I liked Lord Tracy.
All right.
Well, hey, bro, I was so close with Rigor Mortis back in the day that I was there at Dallas Sound Lab where they recorded the Rigor Mortis record with that Capitol Records money. And we fucking partied, dude, for 3 days straight.
Hey. hey, I know you did. I know you
Jeff
did.
Lyles was
like
there.
I said, man, the first Rigor Mortis, and it was brutal. But really
well, we were all goddamn brutal back then. The reason I'm bringing up the stories mostly though is to tell you that you're brutal today. I'm brutal today. Watch out, motherfuckers. We will brutal you together. You see, the same shit I was doing back then is the same shit I'm doing today. It just looks different. But this way of doing it is way more powerful because back then I was just, at Dime's house, or we would go raise hell riding around, go do stupid shit,
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Like
I heard
I've been to putt-putt with Dime just playing video games 20 or 30 times.
Man, like I said, those were the days, brother. I know those were the days.
Go-karts. We used to ride go-karts a lot back then. Just all kinds of hell-raising shit.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, bro.
Hey, what are the questions? I keep seeing questions.
There aren't any questions. No, people quit listening to us, I think, which is okay. That's why I keep trying to wrap it up a little bit, bro, because I know you got to go and I got to go. And I do want to play some Past the Ammunition songs.
All right. Get to it, brother.
Yeah. But, well, I wasn't done talking to you, man, because I wanted to tell you about that fucking Rigor Mortis, man. Their promotional item was a can of meat, but it had a label on it that had Rigor Mortis on it, and it matched the record. It was red with Rigor Mortis logo on it.
Well, I'm a really good friend. I mean,
and on it it said, we don't skimp on the meat.
Hell yeah!
If anybody out there has the Rigor Mortis can of meat, don't skimp on us.
Skim on it. Yeah.
Show us here on the show.
Like what? I mean, I still talk to Doyle Bright. Always. Yeah. I talk to him all the time. If I'm going through something, I call him and we'll talk.
Okay.
Me and him are tight. But like I said, he came in the Rigor Mortis with Freaks and Rigor Mortis versus the Earth. Yeah. And I know he did those two.
And bro, I was there when all that happened. That's what I try to stress when I'm talking to people is, you guys lived, y'all experienced it after it happened. Y'all get, it's the way I wasn't there when the Rolling Stones came out. I wasn't there when Aerosmith came out,
But you
but I
was there
was there when Van Halen came out.
But you
And
was
I
there
was
when
there,
everything else.
yeah, for a lot of cool shit. But I don't pretend to be there for everything. Nobody can do that. But what I do not pretend is that we are here right now on Blow Your Brains Out Radio with you, Donell Blair, the main fucking front man, bass player, singer for Pass the Ammunition.
Much love.
Y'all have a lot of shows coming up, including this one over at Reno's.
Yeah.
With our friends Tin Pool and Dreadland. Friday, June the 20th.
Yep.
And other than that, the next chance and opportunity to catch Pass the Ammunition is in June at the Heaviest Metal Fest. That's right. It's a Blow Your Brains Out festival. I just decided instead of calling it a Blow Your Brains Out fest, I'm going to start naming them something really cool. It don't get cooler than Heaviest Metal Fest.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even need ChatGPT for that one.
Mm-hmm. But we do have an intimate show coming up.
Tell us about it.
On May 28th, somebody having playing their birthday party and everything. But I mean, people want to come out for that. That's cool. We got a band called Less Than Zero. That's a Mudvayne tribute band.
Yep.
And Skella Witch, or I forgot the name of that band, but they're going to be playing too.
All right, where's this at?
This is at the Halton.
Okay, all right. And what's the date on it again?
That'll be May.
I haven't seen any flyers or anything for it.
I've been asking him for flyers. He's like, they're working on it.
Well, it's a private thing. Everybody follows you on Facebook. We'll see it, man.
It's May 28th.
All right, there you go. May 28th,
on a Wednesday.
Everybody.
It's a Wednesday. It's like we got asked to play. The guy personally asked us to play that one.
Dude, it just is what it is. I was hoping this would be the next show, but dude, one thing I'm not is a hater. I've already expressed that in multiple different formats in this time with you alone. I want the best for everyone always, dude. I didn't start this to start fights with people. I started doing this because this is what I do. And you know what I've been doing all my life is a lot of shit for a lot of different bands. And just because I can't make your show or you can't make my show, it doesn't change anything. We're still doing the same fucking shit that we always do.
Still have the same love for you.
Bro, it's a big problem, though. These fucking artists, they get really pissed off. They either want you to, we're the best metal band, bro. That band sucks. Dude, I'm quoting Rigor Mortis verbatim. Rigor Mortis, those guys were already,
Those guys, man. I mean, you couldn't really argue with them because those.
You could. Yes, you could. Yeah, you could. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Yeah, you could. Yes, you could. You're just being a big punk here or something. I don't know where you're coming from.
Because
I keep telling you, Donell. I apologize. I keep telling you, bro, I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want you to know who you're talking to. I feel like you're not remembering who I am. I have known those kids since they were all punks.
I know.
All right? Okay? Hardin Harrison and Casey Orr. Yeah, Casey Orr. Beef.
Yeah, I know all those guys. Yeah.
Beefsteak Eater from. I went to school with them. They were in my brother's band, Warlock. I've known those guys forever. Bro, you don't tell me I can't tell them anything. You can't tell them anything like shut your fucking mouth. What you're saying is stupid. If that's what you meant.
No, you grew up with them. You can.
Right. And we tried to
You
tell them
can.
to shut. We tried to tell them. We tried to tell them to shut your fucking mouth. What you're saying is stupid. But they wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
So you know what they did? They trashed everybody. Pantera, everybody. And it was one of the weirdest things because, like, we're partying, dude. Coke, weed, booze, fucking, it's a, we brought it, right?
Yeah.
And after the interview, when they're saying all this shit for my magazine, The Skull Press, I had to go back to my other friends because Rigor Mortis were just one of my friends. One of my other friends was Daryl Abbott, who played in a band called Pantera that I loved, So even they hated each other back then. So this,
wow.
this division shit, everybody wants to blame on some kind of new chemical imbalance disease that they want to tag a name to, is all stupidity. People have always been stupid. They've always been jealous. People have always been competitive.
Yeah.
It's just always been that way, bro, and it's always going to be that way.
I tell you, that's the first thing I learned when I started passing ammunition.
Yeah,
was never burn your bridges, never put out your political beliefs or your religious.
I don't know about the political beliefs, but burning bridges is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never,
your political beliefs, or I don't care if you want to talk about masturbation.
Just keep
like you could have a band, bro, called Masturbators, and every one of your songs be about jacking off to different women or whatever. And you're welcome on this show. You're welcome here. I don't know who doesn't want to hear that music, and I don't know who does want to hear that. Well, but I do know one thing for sure. Fuck everyone that doesn't want to hear your music because of something you said. Fuck that.
Man, you just brought up something that we had like
I know. Yeah, trust me, it's a big fucking problem. Even locally, it's a problem.
It was we had a show, put a show together, and one band had a problem with another band because they used the N-word in one song. And I'm like, well, damn, dude. I've talked to the bands. I'm like, well, to me, I'm black. It's not that offensive. If it ain't offensive to me, why is it offensive to you?
Wow, dude. Hold tight right there. Hold tight. I have an award for you.
Thank you.
Dude, I fucking hate people who want to make something out of nothing. And you know what the easiest thing to make something out of nothing with are fucking words. Because you can attach your brand of emotions, intent, and cast judgment just on a fucking word. Fuck you. Fuck you to the end of the earth. You are my enemy. I hate you. Go away. Yeah, I hate those people.
So, it's real crazy. It's like,
yeah, man, you got to be free, bro. Freedom is freedom.
That's it. Watch what you say.
All right, with that, dude, it doesn't get better. I love you, bro. Thanks for hanging out.
All right.
I know you're going to dig this.
Oh, that's good, man. Every fucking thing about that is good, Donell. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. I
Yeah.
mean, much love to you, man.
Hey, looky there. I found those Abigail flyers, awaiting Abigail flyers. But that's just a tease, just letting everybody
Man, I
know.
tell you what, we were supposed to play a show with them. I forgot the town in Texas, and it was us and them.
All right. Well, bro, I tell you what, James Smith is the guy you need to contact. Just hit him up. He's a friend of the show. We have music to play, bro, and a couple of shows to promote. So we're going to play Awaiting Abigail after we play a few songs from this show right here. So, have you heard Last of the Sane, Donnell?
Well, I know I'm fixing to hear them now.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, man.
Coming at you. This is called Drowning in Noise. How about that shit?
That was badass, brother. I'm digging it. Hell
Yeah, man,
yes.
you got to believe in it. You got to believe in that music, and you go, "Oh shit, that is good."
I was like nodding my head and everything to it.
Donell,
Yeah,
it's
man.
great to have you here, man. This show is going to debut the knife right here, right now,
Nice.
tonight. Tell us how we can go buy it this week.
Oh, the knife. You can go to Spotify. I'm going to try to put it on Bandcamp, but
Like,
I'm
isn't it
trying to
coming
hold
out?
off on Bandcamp until the album is released, and then you can get it anytime, June 20th. But Spotify, YouTube, and all the rest of the other areas.
I thought you said you were releasing the knife this weekend.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. You gonna do anything special for that?
We didn't have anything planned, but like I said, we are planning on shooting the video, and we are trying to release the video July 6th because the song is dedicated to Angela Michelle Foster Burns, and that's the
Awesome.
day she passed, and that's she was a big influence on the song. That's how I wrote the lyrics to the song.
All
to the
right,
song,
brother.
to the song. It's dedicated to her. So hopefully we get the video out there on the day she passed.
Here it is, the knife. door. Perfect,
Yes, buddy.
dude. You know what that is? It's
What?
perfect that you wrote it for this girl. What's her name again?
Angela Michelle Foster Burns.
You have every reason to be proud, Angel Michelle Foster Burns, not only for the wonderful life that you lived and all the hearts that you touched, but this song, that's a girl's song. That's like girls rock. But it's got all the thrash elements. There's even the breakdown and the like post-hardcore beats at the end and shit. I mean, you guys are really very masterful.
Oh, you should hear the new stuff that we got coming. We also got new stuff already coming.
Yeah, that's like one of those songs on some of those Pantera records that people make fun of them for.
You
But
know,
we always said, "Hey, we're getting laid." I don't know about you.
I mean, yeah,
What the
man.
problem is, man.
I remember like reading an interview when Phil Asamo said he got a knock on the door, and Dimebag was there. And he showed them I think the Cowboys for Hell riff, like he's like, oh hell yeah, you know. So
Yeah, I've read that or even heard him talk about it.
but yeah, I mean, man, that's so cool, man. You got to grow up with those guys, man.
You know, I mean, I've lived a wonderful life, dude. I have no complaints.
I
Hey,
mean,
let me tell you something that's kept me young. You ever heard?
you was around some legends. I'm serious.
I know, but that was then, and this is now, bro. We're hanging out together now, and you know, I was doing the same shit then that I'm doing now, bro, which is being personable with my friends. I think that's why we all got along, because I wasn't asking them for their autograph or, you know, starstruck. But no, I was just like, listen to this fucking guitar player. But hey, man, you're a chef, right? You like cooking beans and barbecue?
Bro, I did something yesterday. I cooked some chili. I was like, all right, I got some hamburger meat. What am I going to do? And then I'm like, all right, chili. So I got so many canned goods in my pantry. I said, well, shit, let's just go for it. Throw some spices and everything, you know, throw beer, throw some, you know, this and that in it. And it came out awesome, you know.
What'd you say? It came out possum?
Awesome. Well,
Came out awesome.
Possum.